I'm here with Dr. Ratcliffe and Dr. Wyatt, and today we're talking about what is a subluxation.
So a subluxation, it's a little complicated, but it's actually quite simple. So when we talk about subluxation, we have to talk about motion segments. And a motion segment is a joint, and good motion segment integrity means that joint is operating optimally. So if we look at cervical spine, all right, we have two vertebrae, a disc, the interlocking facet joints, spinal cord, and nerve root. That is a motion segment. When that motion segment is operating properly, there is good neurological feedback, something called proprioception. When that's working, everything works really well. Let's say we have C3. C3, cervical 3 is actually working well. C3 has innervation into the muscles in the neck, into the face. It also has innervation into the ear, the eyes, and into the nasal sinuses. So when we have good feedback mechanisms related to that particular motion segment, things are working really well.
Just to give a little demonstration here then, so if these were representative of those bones, we want these to be moving. Good movement gives good feedback to the brain and back to the body and so forth, okay? And so in the event that that's not moving properly, like these red sections here, then that
motion segment.
Okay, all right, and so that would potentially cause some issues.
Right. So that is what we classify as chiropractors as a subluxation. That neurological misfire, and say we had that at, like I was saying, at C3. C3 could create not only neck pain, it could cause jaw pain, it could cause the mucosal membranes in your nasal sinuses to actually be inflamed. It could also create some challenges with your balance, right? So when we restore the motion segment integrity through the specific chiropractic adjustment, we can turn back on that neurological feedback mechanism. So what's so amazing about chiropractic is we have direct interface with your neurological system, both peripheral and central. We can change things with just our hands and our brains and create tremendous change for your body, so your body then can pick up and actually start functioning at its highest level.
So subluxation really is an entity, and it can create a lot of different things. So when somebody comes in with, we know things like headache or jaw pain or rapid heart or change in their heart rate and so forth, these are all neurological based things. Digestion is actually neurological, and so we have different parts of our nerve system that when they become revved up, okay, that gets a little hyper, or we call that the fight or flight, that by actually restoring proper motion back in through segments of the spine or correcting subluxations, it brings the body naturally back into its own state, which is more parasympathetic, where the healing occurs and where we get the rest and heal, or rest, digest, and so forth.
One of the things that we see a tremendous amount of is somebody comes in, and here's an interesting thing. Your body is designed to deal with these subluxations. It goes through subluxations on a regular basis, right? You get a very stressful phone call, your mom's not feeling good, your dad's not feeling good. That can create a subluxation in your body. It's just whether or not your body's capable of managing the problem. So if it turns into a mechanical dysfunction, one of the things that we can do is actually correct that. Now, in the spine proper, when we take a look at what's happening here, basically all 24 motion segments in your spine have direct innervation into your sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight mechanism. So if you have, say, a subluxation here, 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 and here, maybe you have 5 or 7 subluxations. What that's really doing is driving your body into the fight or flight mechanism. So you never really get to come back into digest and rest mode, which is mainly a component of what's happening in your cranial and sacral. So that, let's say when you lay down and you have some low back pain and some mid back pain, when you lay down, you're actually putting more pressure on those areas. And so when you try to get down into deep restful sleep and you're still breathing and these motion segments start moving, it'll put you right back into the fight or flight mechanism. And so somebody that has a pretty significant subluxation load, let's say they have 7, 8, 9, maybe even 12 subluxations, these individuals are not sleeping well. And that's one of the questions I have for them. Are you having a hard time getting to sleep or staying asleep or both? Correcting the subluxation patterns is such a powerful way to actually help the body go back into homeostasis.
It's better rest, less stressed out, and we could all function better in life when we're better rested and less stress overall. And you know, exactly why people feel better and healthier, and overall a sense of well-being, a better sense of well-being while being under chiropractic care.